I would like to now introduce the chairman of the Atlas Society, Jay Lapeyre. Jay is the CEO of Lapeyre LLC in New Orleans, the global leader in modular plastic conveyor belting, shrimp processing equipment, and space-saving safety chairs. He is also the board chair of Ion Geophysical, I can't even pronounce it, a New York Stock Exchange company that provides seismic technology services and solutions to the global energy industry. Jay is a past chair of the Tulane University Board and remains active in state and local reform efforts. And he is a member of the Cato Board and supports a number of other libertarian organizations. He is a longtime supporter and board member of the Atlas Society and believes that objectivism provides the moral defense of liberty and the intellectual framework for personal happiness and a flourishing society, as I believe most of us do. Would you please welcome to the stage Jay Lapeyre.
Thank you, Naomi. Thanks to the, it's hard, you can't see out here. Thanks to the table sponsors, to the host committee, the board members, to each of you for being here and joining us in this fantastic celebration. And Grover and Andy, really appreciate you being here. This is makes the event particularly special. Jag, I do need to comment that none of this would have happened without your energy, your passion, your endless creativity and push. So we're fortunate and grateful to have you as our CEO. It's my honor tonight to present David with the Atlas Society Lifetime Achievement Award. And Jag has given me 4 minutes to do that. So not an easy job. I'll also present a recognition that comes from Atlas Productions at the end of this. I first read Ayn Rand when I was in college in the fall of '73, 44 years ago. It was a thrilling experience for me to really be exposed to these ideas. And as I went around and talked to people that I respected, they said, yeah, that's an adolescent philosophy, and you'll outgrow that as you become an adult. So I'm still working on that adult thing. But I do think that all of us share the belief that Rand is the best and most inspiring advocate for the secular and moral defense of liberty. And if you look at how the Founding Fathers framed it, Rand made it personal. It was about my life, my liberty, the pursuit of my happiness. She challenged each of us to make the best life we could. And she saw the dead end of Marxism and the evil of collectivism in all of its forms. She saw tribalism and racism and fascism and Nazism and communism and socialism. She saw them as all the same. And that was inspiring to me, to be exposed to that clarity of thought and that worldview. So what did David Kelley do to bring anything to this particular party? What makes this guy special? Because Rand was really the game, and she made it all, and it was just there. Her words alone are adequate. Well, David founded the Atlas Society and brought a brand of independent objectivism, open objectivism. He also had some significant intellectual contributions. The contested legacy of Ayn Rand, which was the basis for the split with ARI, unrugged individualism, the selfish basis of benevolence, and I'll be back to that one, a life of one's own, individual rights and the welfare state, and the logical structure of objectivism with Will Thomas, which is a terrific way of understanding how this works. And most recently, David generated the Pocket Guide to Objectivism, which I think is going to be a fantastic tool. And he's written hundreds, literally hundreds of works of objectivism applied to life. And I would say anything that David wrote is something worth reading. There are two characteristics that make David extraordinary. And the first is courage, which is an element of his integrity. He probably doesn't even think of it as courageous. And the Rand had a quote. She said, "The hardest thing to explain is the glaringly evident which everyone has decided not to see." And I think that's what David lived, and you'll be reminded of the story that's almost 200 years old by Hans Christian Andersen, where the tailors had designed the clothes for the king, and they said, well, if people are loyal and morally pure, they'll see the clothes, and only the unfit, the stupid, and the incompetent won't be able to see the clothes. And it took a child to say the king has no clothes. And David brought that clarity of thought to that, but he also brought the courage and the commitment to truth above all else. The second of David's characteristics that make him so extraordinary is his intellectual brilliance. Rand is demonized and intentionally misunderstood. David gave us not only open objectivism and the proper interpretation of it, but he also elevated benevolence as a major virtue and justified by self-interest. That is the most powerful tool we have in addressing what is the single greatest accusation against Rand's ethics, which this tool helps us. So, David, you founded the Atlas Society with a commitment to seek truth above loyalty to people or authority. Your courage, intellectual integrity have dramatically expanded the opportunity for us to engage and educate millions with these powerful ideas. We can never repay you for your contributions. We can and do recognize the magnitude. On behalf of the Atlas Society, I'm proud and pleased to present your Lifetime Achievement Award to David Kelley. With this quote on the Atlas inscription of these bookends, it says, "If we are right, we have nothing to fear. If we are wrong, we have something to learn." David Kelley. Let me do this before I turn you on. I'm also, on behalf of John Aguilar, Joan Carter, Harmon Caslow, and Scott DeSapio, this is the Atlas production crew. They wanted to thank you, David, for your insight, your passion, and all of your hard work during production of the Atlas Shrugged trilogy. We simply could not have done it without you. Another Atlas for David.